Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is April 10th, and right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop, BC, Washington, Oregon. Here's Montana out here. Check out the mountain wave activity going on, very visible on the satellite imagery here on the leeward side of the Rocky Mountains. Cold upper level trough here is going to move over the Pacific Northwest, but we're still dealing with this atmospheric river. In the meantime, this will continue to push off to the east as we go through the day today and on in through tomorrow. We'll look at those details here coming up. We'll look at the extended forecast for this weekend. We may try to warm up a bit again here towards the weekend, but no promises just yet. We're going to have a trough out here trying to develop some ridging across the area. We'll look at those details towards the mid and end point of this video. This is looking at SeaTac yesterday, 55, 58 is the average high, over half an inch of rain. We're going to be pretty rainy again here today, and then we're going to try to warm up this weekend. So here's Quileute yesterday. Record daily rainfall, 1.94 inches of rain, breaks that old record of 1.92 set back in 1970. Quileute is way out here on the Washington coastline, northwest Washington. This is current hazards. You can see across northeast Washington, Idaho, there is some flooding concern with the rainfall and the snowmelt occurring at the same time. We have some wind advisories, high wind watches, and warnings across Montana as we're getting kind of a low pressure system develop here, pushing that precipitation back north over western Washington this morning. That's going to track across the region and cause some of these higher winds, and there is still some wind advisories across southern south central Oregon there. This is day one excessive rainfall outlook. You can see the snow melt and the rainfall here, and then you can see some of this this is just going to be minor flooding here across western Oregon into southwest Washington for the most part. This atmospheric river has been fairly beneficial here as a whole. This is looking at 6-hour precipitation total, running total. You can see that precipitation bounce back north during the day today. Again, western Washington, fairly wet. Western Oregon, frontal system kicks off. Upper level trough moves over the area. Maybe a thunderstorm or two across the area, mainly Washington and British Columbia as you go through the day Tuesday. Maybe convergence zone activity setting up there as well, as you can see north of the Seattle Metro on and through Tuesday afternoon. And then we're going to deal with some more showers here on the day Wednesday. Now, this is looking at mean sea level pressure. And speaking of sea level pressure, we did have some strong winds northwest interior and the western portion of British Columbia yesterday, but it did not include the Puget Sound. You might remember me mentioning that with some of the high resolution models showing some gusts up into the 40s that just did not occur. Only got just to the mid 20s here at my house in Normandy Park, usually a pretty windy location. But today we're going to have this low pressure system. It's going to kick off to the east here. That's what's going to cause some breezy conditions, higher terrain, maybe the Blue Mountains, Idaho, higher terrain there as well, and across some of western Montana also. Now, taking a look at the lightning flash density potential. Let's just scroll ahead to Tuesday here because we're going to destabilize things a bit. You can see a thunderstorm or two across western Washington, up through British Columbia, maybe including eastern Washington, potentially as far south as Portland right now, according to the European anyway. And then on Tuesday, that threat's going to mainly go east of the Cascades. Here we're going into Wednesday afternoon, evening there before that activity starts to wane. And then we turn our eyes to the weekend here, which what we're looking at now. You can see Portland as we get into Saturday here. You can see some temperatures showing up into the 60s. We still have some disagreement here in some of these ensemble runs, even between, some of these are showing still temperatures down in the 50s, but there's plenty of them showing the 60s as well. So we're trying to iron out these details as we get closer, and we'll take a look at the upper level charts here in a moment, and I'll show you why there's still some uncertainty going on. As you can see, some pretty big differences by the time we move in towards Sunday here. Some pretty warm temperatures and some chilly temperatures at the same time showing up in these ensemble members. More on that here in a moment. This is looking at actually last night's ensemble run here, and you can see kind of the warm up here coming for Saturday. Relative warm up, I should say, but at least it's probably going to be a bit warmer than what we've been having here across a lot of the region. This is Seattle, similar signal here as compared to Portland. We might get a 60-degree day here Saturday, maybe a little bit warmer here Sunday, but again, a lot of uncertainty, and I'll show you why here in a moment. This is for Seattle, the most recent run. Last night's European here, maybe that bump in temperatures as we go through Saturday. Now, looking at Spokane, upper 50s towards 60 degrees today. Then that cool upper level trough settles over the region, and then the potential for maybe bouncing back a bit in the temperatures as we go through the weekend. So this is looking at 18,000 feet. This is last night's European run here. Actually, let's back up a little bit here so we can go out a little bit further. We're going to check out yesterday afternoon's. It does go out much farther. So this is the ensemble run. You can see at a cold upper level trough as we go through the week this week. A little bit of a northwest flow behind that. And then we go into the Friday and we start to build this ridge by the time we get into Friday night, Saturday morning shown there. But you can see this deep trough over the Gulf of Alaska is very close here. So we got to watch out. This could easily turn from warmer conditions to cooler and rainier conditions. So, we're just going to have to watch this over the next couple of days. Low forecast confidence in what's coming up this weekend, because if that trough backs up to the west a little bit, we would actually be warmer than what the forecast are showing. If this thing pivots a bit to the east here, what's going to happen. We're going to be underneath cloud deck here with the potential for some rain during the weekend. Now, looking at the GFS, this is the same thing here, 500 millibars up towards 18,000 feet. Atmospheric river conditions moving across the area. Then the upper level trough as we go through Tuesday and Wednesday before that kicks out of the area here. But you can see this trough hangs on a bit longer according to the GFS. Tries for a little bit of ridging here, but that trough is really close, and that's not much ridging going on across Pacific Northwest here. So we are precariously close to this trough here as we go through the weekend. So that's why you can see the forecast confidence is low at this point. And by the time you get on towards Sunday, this thing is already starting to pivot through the Pacific Northwest here, according to the GFS. This would be cool, showery weather end of the weekend on in through next week. So we have a lot of work to do here in the forecast and see what's going to win out as we get towards the weekend. It's a good thing that we have a few days to watch that forecast. This is looking at the GFS, and you can see just the great uncertainty as you move out. This would be Saturday morning and afternoon here. This would be Sunday. I mean, you got the control run pretty chilly here. The mean has warmer temperatures, but you can see the variation in some of these ensemble members here as well. Some of the highs only around 50 versus some of the highs getting up towards 70 degrees here. So a lot of details we need to work out here. Let's see who wins out over the next few days. This is Seattle-Tacoma. This is the GFS also as well. And again, big uncertainty here as we go on in towards the weekend. This now we've got another flip-flop going on here too. So the National Weather Service picking up on that troughing being very close to us in the 6 to 10 day period. You can see we're going from April 15th through April 19th here. And we've got this signal for below average and 8 to 14 day all the way through April 23rd, 17th through 23rd shown there. And if you guys want a affordable home weather station here, I've been comparing this directly to my Davis ultrasonic anemometer on my deck, and it's been step for step. The accuracy of the ultrasonic anemometer is extremely good. I'm very impressed by this station, such an affordable option. I'm kind of jealous I didn't know about this a little earlier. So you've got the solar powered, it stores all your data for you on the cloud for free. The pressure sensor is extremely accurate as well. It's got a haptic rain gauge, even a lightning detection system on it. So I highly recommend this weather station here. Click on the link below for 10% off. This is a handheld version too. I've been testing this the last few days as well. It hooks up wirelessly to your smartphone. The bearings in the propeller are very good. It does temperature and pressure, dew point, humidity, all that good stuff. Highly recommend it there as well. So anyway, yeah, another rainy day here across much of the Pacific Northwest, and we're going to bring this upper level trough. It's going to keep us cool through midweek here. Then there is the potential we're going to try to warm up this weekend, but no promises yet. You guys saw how close that trough is going to be to us here across the region. So yeah, we'll just watch this as we go day by day. We'll see how this trends. As you guys know, what was it, last week or so, we got kind of thrown for a loop. We thought we might be warming up a bit here as well, but that trough remained a little bit too close to the region here, and it looks like a similar forecast potentially coming up this weekend. So anyway, we'll watch that as we go. It'll be something fun to watch here over the next couple of days. So anyway, yeah, click like and subscribe. You guys, let's get the word out about the channel here and try to notify people across Pacific Northwest. And try to get everybody on the same page here. And we'll do this again tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys then.